Welcome to Adobe Illustrator. So you'll notice that the interface for this looks very similar to the interface for Adobe Photoshop. Up here you're going to have saved, mobile, web, print, film, art and illustration, free templates as guides for your project. I am going to come over to print because typically when you're working in Illustrator, you may be making, a 2D character possibly that needs to be vectorized. Or often, if you're a graphic designer, you're going to be working in print. So I don't know why these kick to the point unit of measurement, but you're going to want to use inches or pixels. So I'm going to go for inches. 8.5 by 11 is going to be your typical picture. That would be fine for this project. Or if you wanted to design a poster, for a band or something, typically those are going to be 11 by 17 inches. So I'm going to do 11 by 17. You can also set margins as well, which is a little more advanced, and you don't have to do that for this. And you'll notice down here you also have more settings for more control. Color mode CMYK, that's going to be for printing. RGB is going to be for computer. So I'm going to cancel that. And then I'm also going to name my document your last name, and then vector, however you want to create those naming conventions for yourself. I'm going to hit create. You'll see here I have the canvas. I also want to get rid of this. This is their AI generator. You can play around with that later, but I would stay away from it for now until you really start to understand Illustrator. So I'm going to hide that. Again, over here, we're going to have all of our tools, but first we want to make sure we are set to the correct workspace. And we are, but if it's ever kicked on to something else, like say it goes to this and you're not painting, you're going to go Window, Workspace. Essentials Classic is the easiest one. So your way around Essentials Classic. Over here we have our tools panel. The ones you're going to want to get most familiar with are your selection tools, your direct selection, which is just going to, as you see here, select only one object. Your selection tool is going to select, it can't select everything. So if you brought those two shapes together, you drag it over, it would select it. We're also going to focus on the pen tool and the type tool. And as you've already learned from the last exercise, if you've done it already, your shape tool. Okay, so those are the tools that we want to use for this project. Also, up here is going to be how you can control those tools, add color, stroke, etc. And then the next big thing that I want you to take notice of is your layers panel. Usually it'll be closed out. You're going to come down here to layers, and this is where all the magic is going to happen. One other really important thing to note about your layers panel is that if you ever can't find it, a really useful thing in Adobe Illustrator is to come over to Window and kind of just look for what you're looking for. So I'm looking for layers, there it is, and bada bing, bada boom, it's going to pop up. So that window panel is super helpful if you ever can't find anything. Yes, use it. So we're going to go a little bit more deeply into the interface for the project we're working on. I just wanted to really highlight Window as a way to make sure that your workspace is arranged properly on Essentials Classic, popping out that layers panel as well. That's going to be super important. And then being able to access tools such as the type tool, your shapes tool, your pen tool, and then being able to select those graphics on the screen as we work. So that is really the gist of getting your document set up. I will see you for our next video.